very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectibles. Hope I find you well. Something a little bit different here. I'm going to do a tool review. I haven't done one of these before, and this is on a cordless soldering iron. Now, I didn't realise such a thing existed until my grocery trip last week to the Aldi supermarket. And in the centre aisle, here it was, a soldering iron, a cordless soldering iron with a battery inside, and I thought, how fantastic is that for the railway? So I don't know if you do the same as me. When I'm soldering little wires on the railway, I always end up with an extension cord across the detailed scenery, you know, across the trees, across the goods yard, across the fences. Always does a bit of damage. I saw this without a cord on there. I thought to myself, if this works, this is absolutely ideal for those little jobs where, you know, they're really hard to get to on the back of the railway and you just don't want to be dragging cords across. So I bought this, £14.99 it was, and just to explain the centre aisle, so in the UK here, for those who are not in the UK, we have two budget supermarkets, Lidl and Aldi. Both supermarkets have what they call the centre aisle. And in there you find all kinds of random things, everything from clothing, gardening wear, tools. I mean, I think once in Aldi we saw some furniture, and we also seen a canoe in there. You never know what you're going to find. And I guess it's kind of a highlight when you're going around the grocery store, just have a wander down the centre aisle and see what specials they've got. And with the tools, I've had good success with them. I've had really bad success. Some of them are really great tools. Others are kind of your snap off and knurl off, and yeah, not very good quality. So it is a little bit hit and miss. So I have no idea what this is going to be like. But if it works, I mean, this is going to be a great thing. So it says on the front here, max input power is 8 watts. Maximum temperature 450 degrees C, which is really good. Battery capacity 1500 megaamp hours. We've got working time of 50 minutes, which is, yeah, pretty good. Automatic shut off after 10 minutes. Now, this is one of the things that worried me, is having this sitting on the back of the bench and you know, it stays on overnight or something. So it does automatically shut off after 10 minutes. Got a working LED light, working LED indicator, and it says an ergonomic soft grip on there. Looks like it charges with a USB-C cable. And on the side here, we've got the on-off button, got an indicator light, soft grip, soldering tip, soldering needle, and LED working light, and just some information on the back here. Now, I will check on this what type of battery it is. I'm assuming it's probably a lithium-ion battery in here, which might be important to some people, but comes with a 3-year warranty on there, and you can see the Aldi logo for the supermarket just on the side there. So let's get this open, let's see what's inside. Right, let's bring my knife in. I'm just going to cut through the seal. As I said, I've not done a tool review before, but I thought because this is particularly good for those of us working on our model railways, I thought this might be good to have a look at and see what's in here. So we've got the instructions there. Let's see if it says about the battery, because I think that is important. There is a warranty card there. Right, so I've just had a quick look through the instructions. I mean, it gives a sort of schematic here of what's in the box and tells you how to fit the nib into the soldering iron. You can see as it's come out of the box, it's not fitted in there. And what I was looking for was what type of battery it is. Now, I've been through the instructions. There's a lot of warnings here on how to, you know, work safety, wearing goggles when you're soldering, all that kind of thing. But also a lot of warnings about the battery. And it does just at the back here in the technical data say that it is a lithium battery. It's a 4-volt DC battery, and it's pains to express in here, only to charge with the charging lead that comes with it. So it is a lithium battery, so do be aware of that if you go and buy one of these. This might be important to some people. Right, let's have a look what's in the packet here. So this is our little accessories bag. What have we got in here? It comes with a little roll of solder there. This is a stand for it, and the nib, so this just screws in. Got a little pad here that says to dampen down to clean the nib of the soldering iron, and the charge lead. But let's turn it on and see if we've got any battery in it at all. No battery in there at all. So I'm going to have to go and charge this, so I'm going to time it, see how long it takes to charge, and come back when this is got some power in it. Now, I've had this on charge for about half an hour. I just want to say at this point, this is just going to be a subjective review. I'm not going to do any telemetrics on this, as in measuring the temperature or anything. I'm just going to assess how it switches on and off and its ease of use. So with that, let's turn it on. So push the button as I did before, and nothing. Okay, let's try and hold the button. And we get a red light. And just glancing at the instructions to the side of me, this should go green when the soldering iron is ready to use. So it says it should be around about 10 seconds. I think we're probably a little bit longer than that by now. Just give it another couple of seconds here. Is it going to go green? Yes, it does take, oh, there you go. So it does take a little bit of time to warm up, probably, maybe at the most 20 seconds there. Now it does say it turns off after 10 minutes, but let's try and turn it off with the power button. So again, I'm going to do the same thing and just hold it this time. No, it's not turning off. That worries me. Okay, so it was a quick click to turn it off. Let me just try that again, because I want to make sure before I recommend this that it does have a suitable turn off feature. So red light again, just as it warms up. Again, even though it's hot, it's still taking the same 20 seconds or so to turn green. Okay, now I want to try and turn it off again. Now, the way I turned it off before, it was a quick, yeah, so you can turn it off just with a very quick switch off. So it's a long, push the button for a long time to switch it on, which is a good safety feature, so that you're not accidentally pushing the button if it's in the toolbox or something. And then a short push to turn it off. And as I say, it does switch off after 10 minutes. I will double check that it does that. Now the assessment I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the solder that came with it. I'm going to use some of my solder and just a wire here. So actually holding it, very lightweight, like the way that it sits in your hand like a pen. It's not much bigger than a conventional soldering iron. Let me just bring in the one that I usually use on the channel here. This was a cheap one. In fact, this cost about £14, I think, and but it does have an adjustable temperature on here, which unfortunately this one with the wireless one doesn't. But let's touch it on the solder. Nice hot tip on the soldering iron. Doesn't seem to be holding the solder on there at the moment though. Maybe it just needs to bed in a little bit. It's not done too bad actually. You know, I managed to tin that wire quite successfully. But as I say, the solder is not staying on the soldering tip, but that might be just where it's so new. It's definitely melting the solder, but it's not staying on the tip of the soldering iron. I'm sure somebody will, you know, some electronics person will explain the reason for that. But as I put this on here, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this off and just grab my cleaner. Right, so this is what's used for cleaning the tip of a soldering iron. Again, I'll just get this back up to temperature. It's going to go green any second now. And what we'll do is we'll dip this in here just to try and clean off the tip, any residue, and let's try and get the solder back on it. No, the solder just doesn't want to take. There's a little bit staying on there now. Well, I think over prolonged use, that's definitely going to get better, but it's certainly tinned this thick wire quite successfully. So little jobs on the railway, this is going to be absolutely ideal. Certainly at the bench, I think I'll carry on using the one that I plug in, but for sort of, as I say, more awkward applications, this is not bad at all. I was a little bit worried that the solder wasn't taking to the tip, and it was actually sort of forming little balls on the tip, which is, you know, sort of, I guess, indicative of it not being hot enough. So put the soldering iron back on charge. It's been charging for another hour. And the light did actually go green this time, which it didn't the time before. So probably my own fault for not fully charging it. But let's turn it on again. And we'll just give it about 20 seconds. I think it seems to be taking about 20 seconds to warm up. It does say 10 on the box, but yeah, when I've been sort of timing it, I would expect about 20. So we'll just let it warm through. You see the heat just coming on the tip there. And you see the solder sort of pooling there at the moment, but as the temperature gets hotter, yeah, it is taking to the tip much better. Right, there you go, we're at full temperature. Now let's just try tinning a piece of wire, and you can see that's absolutely fine. A nice job of that, actually. So I think in summary, a little bit worried about the lithium battery, so I will be storing my soldering iron. I'm just going to turn it off. I'm going to be storing mine in one of my lithium safes. So if you're not aware of those, you can buy a safe. Overland Batteries sell them, but it's just like a little packet, and you put any lithium batteries you've got in there, just for sort of safety. If they do get thermally hot, it contains any fire or heat. So I will be keeping this in the safe, just because I'm very wary of lithium batteries. But for £14, I don't think that's too bad. I think I can recommend it. I'm still not sure about the tip. I will persevere with this. It might just need to sort of, for want of a better word, bed in. You know, be used a few times, and I'll obviously clean it off and see how that goes. But yeah, for £14 in the centre aisle of Aldi, I think this is absolutely ideal for model railways, because you can literally lean across onto your scenery and not have cables dragging across, all those little areas that you've put all that time into getting them looking perfect, and then you go and drag a electrical cable across when you're fixing a wire or soldering a wire onto the track. It's not the hottest of soldering irons. It does say 450 degrees on the packet. I'm not sure it's getting to that. I've got no means of measuring it, but it doesn't seem to be the hottest. I will carry on using my bench soldering iron when I'm sitting at the bench. And it would be nice to have a dial on here to adjust the temperature, but yeah, it's got the green light on here, so obviously when it gets to temperature, it's gone green. But I think with the fully charged on there, the tip is getting hotter. Now it says 50 minutes working time. I suspect as the time goes on, you will lose temperature out the tip as the battery power decreases. Now, just before starting filming this, I did have a look online. I didn't realise this was such a thing, a battery soldering iron without a wire. New to me, but there are quite a few for sale. The Weller one, for example, sells for about £50, and there's lots of other makes and models on there. But for £14.99, I really don't think this is that bad. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one there. If the video was of interest, then please do give it a thumbs up, and why not check out the channel. Lots of things on there, and if you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up, leave this one there, and say thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.